Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I created this look right here. I'm very excited. I actually posted this look on Instagram and I did not film this look when I initially created it. And when I posted it on Instagram, I asked you guys on my stories if you wanted a tutorial, which I know better. And you guys, of course, said yes. So here I am with the tutorial. I am obsessed with this look. I think it is so beautiful. Like, I am getting safari vibes, okay? Like queen of the jungle. It's giving honey. I'm obsessed, okay? This look is so beautiful. And to actually create this look, I got to work with an amazing brand, and this right here is the B palette. Can you guys see where I got my inspo from? This palette is absolutely gorgeous. This was sent to me by the amazing Lashes by Lena. The colors in here are so beautiful, you guys. Look at how pretty. So nice. And the pigment, it's incredible. I haven't used a ton of shades in the palette yet, but I did get some use out of quite a few shades for today's look, so I'm super excited to show you guys how I created it. I also did finally put use to my Made by Mitchell blushes. In today's video, I did use Mango Daiquiri with a little bit of the shade Milk Mix. So we're going to be doing a little experiment mixing some liquid blushes in today's video, so I'm very excited for that. But yeah, you guys, so this is the look. It is so pretty. I am living for the elongated yellow shadow all the way up to the temple. I think it is so pretty. It is so fierce, and I cannot wait to show you guys how I created this look. So without further ado, before we jump into today's video, please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you guys have not already. And of course, without further ado, if you would like to see how I created this really beautiful look today, then just keep on watching. Alright, you guys, let's get into today's look. I'm going to be going in with my P.LOUISE base in the shade Rumor 2.5. I'm going to go ahead and apply this to my lid as always, and then I am going to go ahead and just buff it out. Now, because we're taking our eyeshadow so far out to the temples today, I'm really gonna make sure that I bring that base all the way out towards my temples. But you guys can see I didn't put any dots of product on that area. I'm just taking whatever is left over on the brush and just lightly going over my temple area and right around the tail of my brow, just so that way when I put eyeshadow there, everything is really nice and primed. So getting straight into the beautiful B palette, you guys, look at this packaging. It is so beautiful and I am obsessed with the packaging. I think it's gorgeous. This is what the palette looks like once you go ahead and open it up. The colors are just beautiful and I feel like they really do represent the palette. It's like when you look at the cover and you open it up, that's exactly what you expect it to look like inside. It's beautiful. So this palette, the shade names are in Creole, so I'm not gonna be able to tell you guys what shades I'm using, but I am pointing them out for you. So I'm going in with this dark brown first, and I'm gonna go ahead and pack this into my crease. And you guys, when I tell you this was pigmented, like this took no time at all. So by the time I get to the outer corner of the eye, I am gonna start to wing out this shadow, and then of course go ahead and kind of diffuse it just a little bit with that same brush. Then I'm gonna go into this shade right here, and I'm actually going to take this color to go ahead and start to create my blend. So I'm basically taking it on the same exact brush and just rubbing it against that harsh line that I created with the darker brown. And you guys can see I am working in sections, and each shade that I get lighter, I drag it out just a little bit more on the outer corner. So next I'm going to go into this beautiful shade right here. This shade is so pretty. It's probably one of my favorite shades in the palette besides the yellow that we're going to use. And I'm going to go ahead and just basically do the same thing. So every single shade that I'm going in with, I'm going a little bit higher, but I'm also staying a little bit on top of the previous shade and just blending the two together. Moving on to this color right here, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So it's kind of super repetitive, but this is what's really going to give you a super beautiful blend, because when you look at the eye, you wouldn't think there was this many shadows incorporated, but there are. That's how you get that really nice blend. So now I'm going in with that super bright yellow, which I did not show on accident. I apologize, but oh my goodness, this yellow is so beautiful. You guys can see it for yourself. It is so pigmented. It's like the perfect mustard yellow. It is gorgeous. So this is the color that's going to be the highest to my brow. That's why it is the lightest color, and so I'm really just diffusing this out. And since, like I said, this is the last shade that's going to be highest to my brow, after this, now all my colors are laid down. So I just went off camera and just added each color again and reblended everything until I was really happy with the blend, so that way we can move on to the next step. So now what I'm going to do is go in with the Q-tip and some micellar water. The one that I like to use is the Garnier micellar water with the pink cap. It is amazing. Now I know on camera it looks like I'm going in with just one Q-tip, but no, I wanted to tell you guys I go in with about 5 or 6 Q-tips. Once your Q-tip picks up a ton of shadow, you want to just toss it and grab another one. You want this line to be as clean as you can get it. So you should get something like that. And then to go ahead and fill in that lid space, I'm going to go in with the P.LOUISE Base and Blank Canvas. And like I told you guys, anytime you fill in your inner corner, you definitely want to blend this out right away because it dries down very quick. So that's what I'm doing here. I tried to get as much footage of me cutting my crease as possible, but you guys can see I'm literally so close to the mirror. It's ridiculous, but like I need to really see what I'm doing because I need this to be sharp. Okay, so I tried to get a little footage. I think I did pretty good. Let me know what you guys think down below. But with this blank canvas today, you want to make sure you drag it all the way out to the temples, because keep in mind we're going to be going in with that super bright yellow. So let's get into it. So for the yellow liner that you guys can see where the cut crease is, it's actually not liner. So this is going to give you like an illusion of a liner, but really you're using eyeshadow. So I really wanted to keep today's look all about the palettes, and I was so impressed at how vibrant this yellow was and how even creating a liner with it, it was still so noticeable. It was beautiful. Yellow is a very light color, and honestly it probably wouldn't have shown up if it was lighter than what it is right now, but because it's so pigmented, it was just stunning, you guys. I was blown away, and I'm so happy that what I envisioned in my head actually came to life. So this is the perfect way to create that illusion of a liner, but if you deal with shaky hands or you can never just seem to get your liner nice and clean and crisp, definitely try that little eyeshadow trick because it looks like you applied liner, but you really didn't. So moving on to the next step of the eye, I'm basically just taking all the colors I used in the crease. I did apply a little bit of tape, and I'm basically doing the P.LOUISE eye look with my own twist. So if you guys missed that video and you don't know what I'm talking about, I created a look from the P.LOUISE Instagram page, and they did this exact same method. So I did the same thing. The only thing that's different in today's look is I did that yellow liner and really dragged it all the way out to the temple. But basically now I'm going to go ahead and peel off the tape, and you guys can see that I didn't leave that much space for a black liner because I kind of want that triple cut crease kind of look. So all you need to do is take a makeup wipe and basically just clean off a little bit of that eyeshadow, and there you go, you have more space. So now I'm going to go in with a little bit of concealer and really just clean that line up. Just make sure everything is really crisp, because at this point you're really perfecting the eyes, so you want to move in smart ways. So if I had did the liner first and then try to clean this up, it'll get all over my liner and I'd have to go over the liner, and we don't want to do that. So for liners, I'm going to be using the Made by Mitchell Graph Ink Liner in brown, and also this new TRESLUCE Beauty Liner. So I don't know about you guys, but for me, a pen liner or a marker tip liner like this is just easier for me to use. So I'm going to use this as a rough draft and basically just draw out and create the shape of my wing before I go in with the Made by Mitchell. So this liner is really nice. I actually just recently got it at Ulta not too long ago, but it's not a super pigmented brown, as you guys can see. So I wanted something that almost looked black, but it wasn't. It was deep enough to give you depth as if it was a black liner, but it's actually brown, which is this one right here. This is the Made by Mitchell Graph Ink Liner. You guys know I love these. I'm obsessed with them. They are so good. So this is a very deep brown and it's stunning. So now that I have that rough draft from the TRESLUCE liner, it's going to be really easy for me to just basically overdraw that and just fill it in. So that's exactly what I did, and you guys can see this liner is very easy to use. It's very smooth and it's also extremely precise because the brush is nice and thin. So here's what the eyes look like. So pretty. And now what I'm going to do is start to work on that yellow. So I just basically took that same flat brush and I just packed that yellow on. Now I wanted the yellow to be as pigmented as I can get it towards where the cut crease actually is, and then I went in with a fluffy brush just to kind of diffuse it down, just to start to give my outer corner that blended look. But once I have my foundation on, I am going to go over it anyway. So moving on to the white liner. This white liner, I don't believe they make it anymore. This was in a trio limited edition spring collection from Fenty Beauty a few years ago. I believe I was going to say weeks ago. Girl, it was years ago. And I love it. It is so good. I really wish that they made these permanent. I hope they bring them out in the future, but any white liner will do. And I basically just outlined all of those kind of ends of each of the liner and the shadow basically. And this is very difficult, I'm not gonna lie, because it is a brush tip and you want it to be as precise as possible, but we got it done. So let's go ahead and move on to Complexion. I did skip out on showing you guys the lashes, but I will leave them down below if you're interested. So getting straight into Complexion, I'm going in with my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Foundation Primer. You guys, I am obsessed with this. I actually have even been wearing this on my skin, not as much as I put on when I put on foundation, but I've been wearing this on like a day-to-day basis, just a little dot, and it gives your skin such a beautiful radiant glow. The other day Kiki was like, oh my god, your skin looks so good, and I was like, oh, thank you. And it was this product, but you know, she don't know, she had no idea. So moving on to foundation, I'm going to be going in with the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. This has quickly become my #1 foundation. It is so beautiful, and I'm actually closer to the camera than usual for today's look. I didn't realize that. I forgot to push the camera back a little bit from doing my eyes, but whatever. You guys can see my skin up close for what it is, and this foundation is stunning. It is so skin-like. I'm using mine in the shade Barcelona, and the color is perfection. I love it so much. It is so bomb. So moving on to cream bronzer, of course, I'm going to be using my Rare Beauty bronzing stick in the shade Happy Soul, and I'm taking this on my Fenty Beauty face brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and bronze my skin a little bit. For concealer, I'm going to be going in with the ABH Magic Touch Concealer. I love this concealer, so I'm actually going to go ahead and apply it everywhere I want to obviously highlight my face, but I am going to let my concealer sit a little bit in today's video to get some maximum coverage out of it. So in the meantime, let me mix these blushes. I'm going to be using some of the Made by Mitchell blushes. I'm using Mango Daiquiri and Milk Mix. You guys, look at this color. Okay, so beautiful. Okay, a little scientist moment, a little concoction, if you will. And this color is gorgeous. Wait till you guys see it on the cheeks. But now that the concealer has been sitting for a little while, I am gonna go ahead and blend it out with my sponge. This concealer is beautiful, okay? If you haven't tried it, which I'm pretty sure you have because it's been out for a hot minute now, but it is beautiful. It has really great coverage and it's not heavy. And honestly, the first time I tried this, I was very, very impressed. It's definitely top 5 for me. It is so good and I really like it, especially if you like that method where you let your concealer sit for a little bit so you can get maximum coverage. This takes a little while to dry down, so you can really play with it and kind of, you know, maneuver it to where you want it to be and how much coverage you want. So now I'm going to go in really quickly and just set underneath my eyes. I'm just going in with the Too Faced Ethereal Powder. It's just a loose setting powder and a powder puff. So I did order a few powder puffs off Amazon because you guys always ask about this one. But this one you can only get with the Makeup Forever powder. So when you purchase the powder, it comes with this powder puff. To set the rest of my face, I'm going in with the KOSAS Cloud Setting Powder. And then for bronzer, I'm going to go in with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Dark Tan. You guys know I love this bronzer. It is perfect, and especially for today's look, I wanted a really bronzy, warmed, toned complexion for today's look just to match the eyes. So let's get into this blush. So I did dip in very lightly and I kind of built it up to the intensity that I wanted, but you guys, look at how beautiful. So gorgeous. And then to actually set the blush in place, I went in with this orange eyeshadow from the palette, and it was beautiful. I am so obsessed. I think it came out so good. And then like I told you guys before, now that my complexion is on, I have all of my base products and my face is set down, I'm gonna go back in with that yellow eyeshadow and really start to diffuse it out. So I am going in with a little bit more of a fluffier brush, and I dipped into the orange and a little bit of the yellow in the palette to just mix the outer part of the eyeshadow with the cheeks. I wanted a really seamless blend, and so this is what it looks like. So now what I'm gonna do is actually clean up my brows. I wanted to show you guys how I like to do this. So now that powders and everything have been laid down, sometimes your brows get a little faded. So I like to go in with this pen from Glossier. Now this is called the Brow Flick pen. This right here is gonna give you that illusion of brow hairs, and it's gonna make your brows look really nice and full, and this is what I have been doing lately. And when I tell you this makes the biggest difference in the world, it is life-changing. If you have not tried this Brow Flick from Glossier, you need to try it. I know there's a lot of brow pens out there, but this one is my personal favorite. So moving on to another star product in my collection, this is the Refi Brow Gel. If you have not tried it, you need to try it. When I tell you that this just refreshes my brows like nothing else, it is bomb. So you guys can see it is a white color, but when it dries down completely clear. But you guys can see it just lifts my hairs back up. It kind of redefines everything, and it just makes it look just amazing. Like, get into these brows. They look so good. I'm so proud of them. I struggled with my brows for a long time, but I feel like I finally got my perfect brow, and I am so obsessed. So I just wanted to add that to today's video and kind of just share it with you guys, because I've been getting a few questions on my brows lately, so I hoped that helped. So moving into the lower lash line, I'm going to first go in with that dark brown, and I'm going to quickly just pack that, and I'm going to take this color closest to my lash line, and then I'm also going to go into the next shade that we use, which is this one right here, and I'm going to take it on that exact same flat brush, and I'm also going to go ahead and diffuse that on my lower lash line, and then I'm gonna go into this color as well, and I'm gonna do the same exact thing. So I'm basically just being repetitive but going in with different shades. So I'm mixing those two shades and applying them as well. And then let's talk about the inner corner. I tried my best to get my little inner corner wing. I've been doing it very often, and I know you guys want to know how, but this is another thing where it's like I'm super close to the mirror, but here you go. I tried my best. So I like to basically follow the top of my inner corner and kind of drag it out, or drag it out, and then I do drag it back in on the lower lash line, and then you can make it thinner or thicker. So I like to start really thin and faint, and then I will build it up instead of starting too thick, and then it's going to be really hard to remove because you already have your concealer and everything on. So then I'm going to go in with that same Fenty Beauty white eyeliner, and I'm just going to underline that brown liner just to kind of incorporate the white liner. And I have been loving this look. You guys know I've been doing this in a lot of my looks, and I just really like the way it looks. It adds just a little extra touch. So to finish off the eyes, you guys know we have to go in with some lower lash mascara. This right here is the MAC Giga Black Lash. It is my favorite. It is the best for your lower lashes. It's so easy to use, and you don't have to worry about accidentally getting mascara on your under eye, because who wants to go through that? No one. Moving on to highlighter, I'm going to be going in with the DEZI and KATY Dose of Colors Highlights collection, or highlighter in their collection that they did. And I wanted to use this because this is what I used for the look, the original look. And oh my goodness, this highlight is so beautiful. I really wish that Dose of Colors would make this permanent because it is stunning. We love a good nose highlight, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and highlight my cheeks as well, and that is basically it for complexion. So we are gonna move into lips. I tried my best to get lips on camera, kind of failed, but let's get into it anyway. So I'm wiping off any of the excess lip balm that I have on my lips. And then for lip liner, I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip liner in the shade Cool Brown. I wanted a really nice deep brown for today's look because I really wanted the lips to kind of really blend in nicely with the eyes. So that's the lip liner that I used. And then for lipstick, I first went in with the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Cover Star. It is such a beautiful nude, you guys can see here. And then of course, you guys already know I need to lighten up the center of my lips. So if you like that more ombre lip, this right here is the Sephora Collection Cream Lip Stain in number 32. Also, Sephora Collection is 30% off during the sale, so definitely try it. But that is the lips. I just went over top with a gloss, but that is basically it. Here are the eyes up close, beautiful. I am so obsessed with this look. I hope you guys are too. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. As always, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.